from the opposition leader, his perspective on the appointment of Dennis Chung. He says that the PNP can't be confident that Dennis Chung's actions will not be motivated by bias. They say he has shown bias, given that in his role as a social commentator, a public commentator, he has made comments on aspects of the Prime Minister's Integrity Commission issue that they deem to be favorable of the Prime Minister. Therefore, they can't be confident that he will not be biased, and that they shouldn't have that worry where the appointee as head of the F.I.D. is concerned. Well, what has the governing Jamaica Labour Party to say about the PNP's reaction to Dennis Chung's appointment? Here's the chairman of the JLP's Communications Task Force, Senator Abka Fitzhenley.
Now welcome back to another Exclusive Live. Now blessing goes out to all my viewers and all my subbies, all my well-wishers. Like, share and also subscribe if you haven't done so already. Coming up in today's topic and review.
So may you walk with the wrong people, man. You only need to sleep there, because you can't do no better now. But not spend no heap of time there. You know, you me say? Me say some of y'all live at some place you only need to sleep there, because right now you can't do better. Them negative and them are poison you. You need to get up, know what your chores are, know what your responsibilities are, get them done, and get up every day, even if you're not on a job, like you're going on a job. Where you going? Go sit down at the library. Go sit down at AC Marriott and take out your book. You can't buy no coffee, buy a bottle of water. Water is healthy, it's good for you. Flush out your system, flush out your mind, and read, and spend the entire day, and then go back home. Are you listening to me? Stop hanging around people that's holding you back, poisoning your life, hindering your next level. I lose you by the power of the Holy Ghost.
Now I want to send out much Saturday blessing to all my viewers and all my subscribers. Before we get into today's broadcast, do remember, share the live, share the broadcast, press on the like button and share it to a friend. Yeah, cause the more on share it, and the more YouTube recommend these hot topic, important topic to other viewers. Them spread it once I share it and I like it. YouTube recognize that, and the algorithm just pick up that, and it just start go worldwide. Cause we want to reach down a Burkina Faso, down a Africa, down a Zimbabwe, down a them place there, you know. Cause we have to spread the corruption, you know, so the world can see, you know.
This week up full up, call the election now.
We were told by a member of the government, Desmond Mackenzie, we will not surrender Jamaica to the PNP. PNP will never see power again. That was from the Prime Minister. And we will take off arms if the PNP win the election. That was from the JP blogger. We also see the Prime Minister in one of his latest posts stating that him not start campaign yet because him a prepare for him soldiers them mind for fight for what the JLP government has achieved. And days later, look here, read through the lines, my viewers, read through the lines. Come on off and spell it out for you. Cause it's clear as midday, and they say nothing new. It's the same thing. We so become so used to this barbaric treatment from we leaders them that it seems like the norm.
No word of a lie, and we cannot allow them to take over our country. So at any given time, they try to take over this government.
What are you saying, man? What are you saying? What is he saying?
I will be on the first flight home to raise a weapon for my government.
Now we see where we have our election 3 months away, and here we have the largest seizure of GUN in Jamaica. 220 firearms plus thousands of bullets. Now we can't act like so we are either, you know, where these arms for. and these bullies fall.
Some always see man, I want political war start, you see.
Getting you mentally ready.
A political war start, you see.
Getting you mentally ready. Getting you mentally ready. Getting you mentally ready. Getting you mentally ready.
Political war start, you see.
Getting you mentally ready.
A political war start, you see.
Would be on the first flight home.
Getting you mentally ready.
I would raise arm for my government.
Getting you mentally ready.
No word of a lie.
Getting you mentally ready.
No damn fool.
Now which party supporters you hear going around saying them will even go Jamaica go take up arms? How many of them have I play on your channel where you hear them a say them want political war start? And why is it our odds? You don't even know how upset him is right now. May I tell you that? Cause everything we him try for do for the demise of poor people, Father God intercept.
Number of guns seized in the illegal shipment discovered at a Kingston warehouse has increased to 220. It's understood that the security forces and customs agency intercepted a shipment of arms in an industrial-sized water heater at the warehouse on Industrial Terrace yesterday. Our sources say the police have so far recovered the guns from the water heater that has been searched. Several thousand rounds of ammunition have also been recovered. Police sources say they won't be able to provide an accurate count of the arms and ammunition recovered in the operation until tomorrow. It's believed the water heaters arrived in a shipment from the United States. The police also found 16 guns in another shipment at the same warehouse recently.
Now my viewers and my subscribers, I want to take a listen to this statement from Andrew Holness at this political rally last week. And I'm not trying to imply nothing, I'm not instigate nothing on the Prime Minister. People on the mind is a powerful thing to waste. The Prime Minister says he's not ready to start campaign yet because he has to get his soldiers ready. And what soldiers need? Arms. Yeah, them need guns so that they can fight for what the Jamaica Labour government has already achieved. And him now make the PNP come take it away. Now listen to what the Prime Minister said in this clip. Take it how you want to take it. My other brains and so me in my understanding understand what the Prime Minister is saying. And if you not believe me, continue watching my channel, cause I shall be here broadcasting it to you and tell you that exclusive for the tell you say at this number 28 a plan for the people them of Jamaica. You're going to see the slaughter, you're going to see the uprise, because number 28 will not go down out of power of Jamaica just like that. Remember me tell you that. Listen good to what the Prime Minister say, this evil being.
Our campaign has not yet begun. This is just warm up. We have to get our soldiers ready in the frame of mind. Fight for what we have achieved.
This is very serious, my people. Jamaica Labour Party was removed. I would be on the first flight home. I would raise arm for my government. No word of a lie. Now, as Winner said, we hope we don't get to that.
Let us tone it down, guys. Let us tone it down.
And election sure.
Call it, Andrew. Call it.
This meeting is a business meeting. This meeting is a thank you meeting. But this meeting is also about getting you mentally ready. Getting you mentally ready.
Would be on the first flight home. I would raise arm for my government. No word of a lie.
Getting you mentally ready. Getting you mentally ready. Getting you mentally ready. Getting you mentally ready.
So we're a man we love and Joel still in till he woke.
Getting you mentally ready. 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 Getting you mentally ready.
Respect and boldness.
Getting you mentally ready.
Have no say all you wanna watch it.
Getting you mentally ready.
Boy. You me murder you.
Getting you mentally ready. Getting you mentally ready. Getting you mentally ready. Getting you mentally ready.
PNP, man. We now they are going to talk about African leader. I forgot our name.
You mean I know my words? Let's go.
Yeah. And I fight down and Joe. They sound a different than white man.
Is this?
My older. He's my man.
Now white skin man, I'm not confused.
Is your man white?
Where these arms for and these bullets for, me sure no say is not for target practice, you know. Me sure no say it's for analyze people, and it's a shame that we have a government that says them are the best police force and them are secure, but yet still them still not deter people from shipping excess amount of arms in the country, especially coming up to elections. So you have to ask yourself where these arms coming from, and were these guns a part of the government plans to stay in power? Now I want you to listen to the cry of this lady.
You're doing this already, you know, Prime Minister. You're doing it already, you know. And the first year I do with this Central, you know. And yesterday me I ask you if you're so threatened by Mr. Buchanan. I see where you come to, see where you send your friend them come do. Just like how you do and get rid of your right hand. And the same thing you come do. Same thing. Because you threaten away. You threaten a Buchanan. Because you feel so Buchanan, you know Buchanan and give you a run for your money. Andrew, this is what you do again and again and again. And you keep on doing it. You keep on doing it. You Andrew, but your time will come. Your time will come. You have to go down. Remember, me tell you that. You have to go down. You have to go down. You have to go down, Andrew. Anytime it come on to election, you know. Anytime it come on to election, you know, this is what you do. This is what you do. Anytime, because your sister Buchanan not afraid of you. Your sister Buchanan not afraid of you. You can't deal with the Buchanan like we do Patrick Roberts. You come at this rough community. Remember, you know, you always go for Rosalie here, your friend them in Andrew. And we know that, you know. Remember, so we know that we're living in the constituency. And yeah, we're living now. And yeah, we're born and going now. And for you come here till now, you always go for Rosalie. But me tell you this, a fuck fight or funeral. Because you not get Rosalie. You can't change Rosalie from PNP to Labour right. He's a wicked man. Over and over, you keep on doing this. You Andrew. You Andrew. Over and over, you keep on to do this. Every time we have somebody in the constituency and them a run up close to you. This is what you do. This rope community. Put the firearm there. Put the firearm there. I force me see this in my eye. I force me see this in my eye. I force me see this in my eye. Me always see it on news. Me never witness. I force me witness it. But God have grace, man. I force me witness this. I force me witness something like this. I force me witness it. So plain. You don't even wait till you call the election this time. Oh God, Andrew, man. We're tired of this and that's how we want to live. And that's how we want to live in our West Central. And that's how we want to live, man. And that's how we want to live. You tell them, say, either them send them home to Jamaica or them put him in front of the judge. If you're not thinking now, the sense of the youth a criminal. Or if you're not thinking that somebody run, good after God have grace, man. When I go analyze an innocent man, eh? Come on, man. We are human beings. You tell me, say, we are not nobody up here, Andrew. We are not nobody. We are not nobody. And that you tell me, say, we life no worth nothing. And that you tell me, Andrew, you tell me, say, we life no worth nothing. That you tell me, say, we life no worth nothing. No. Yesterday, me I talked about the same thing by my TikTok yesterday. pass. Me tell them, so if you don't have to sit down out the road, don't sit down out the road. Because we are going a crucial time. And these are the things that always happen. When I tell me say all-time politics. And it's not all-time politics, it's Andrew style. It's Andrew style. I'm style at 28 years in the round here. 28 years Andrew there. And every time when it come out to election, this is what happened.
I just want to point this so quick tune on my viewers and my subscribers. Remember, you know, the Prime Minister been in power for going on 10 years now. And this is the first year, yeah? And this is because the election year where the other election them never was so tense for him. But this one is so tense for him. You understand? And you notice how the police them stepping up the unaliving of individual. Why? Because it's coming up to election year. So all this what he's doing is just because of election year. Because we have never seen this through none of the other years them compared to this year. That is election. Look how much people are ball and say them kids get unalive, unlawful. All now me don't hear them say them son and a gunman. Them say you unalive the individual unlawful.
This is what happen every time it a come on to election. We don't do nothing. All we want is a new representative. All we want is somebody for the people, somebody who we help with. Every time. Why you never said him put him before the judge? Why the three shot fire? 3, 1, 2, 3, so all it for be a shootout. All it for be a shootout when a 3 shot fire. All it for be a shootout. All it for be a shootout and the man get a shot in him head. Where all fire at Uno? Oh, no get no scare. Look how much police jeep there around there. Look how much how no come down. Look how much how no come down and one man shoot off so much how no 3 jeep load how no. 3. I for me a shootout. Andrew, why you always do with this? Why you always do with this, Andrew? Why you always do this? Why? The last time I two brother one time we gonna look on me on a Rosalie. Come on, man. We think we pass them politics there. When I mash up Buchanan vehicle, when I thief Buchanan vehicle, I would just leave it. When I thief the man vehicle with everything, every canvas what we do, every book voucher, everything what the man did have to get the pin to them. When I thief them, the last thing when I do, I fling big stone in the man vehicle. And now this is what happened. This is what you do for war. We are not human being. You can't get Rosalie. Rosalie not turn from PMP to Labour, right? We're not switching. We're not switch. Remember you try it already. You do it already. And we still not switch. You do it already, Andrew. Oh God, man, you do it already. You do it already, Andrew. You do it already. Andrew, you do it already. And you come back again. You come back again for come disrupt our community. No, we can't be at no peace. We can't be at no peace. We can't be at no peace. Why? Why, Andrew? Why?
Well, so far the police hasn't made no arrest in the discovery of all these weapons. However, it's alleged that it's a 2 PNP members are involved. However, me no know how true that is, and I think that's more than unlikely, cause I saw the Labourite them stay, them like just run with things where and spread propaganda with no evidence to show it. Now, I can guarantee you that maybe it's a 50% chance that someone gonna be arrested for this. However, this only shows that something is gonna happen in Jamaica that either the Labour Party a plan for or the PNP party. But however, me know say the only person them a go feel it are the citizens them. So me no know I which party I do this or not, me no give a fuck. I don't give a damn I which one of them. Cause any one of them, you understand what I'm saying to you, this is not acceptable. Because only the poor people them are gonna feel it. None of the politicians them now gonna feel it. If something's supposed to broke out, because they planning something planning, some type of war are gonna broke out. This is why last month 26, now this month 220. Okay, alright. I will think on one thing, yeah? Things that them others buy them a tie gun them, yeah? I feel to believe that it's just a random ghetto youth, as what them say, or a Dan, a foreign, just take up in money and buy so much arms, send down so much arms come down at Jamaica without a motive behind it.
From the opposition leader, his perspective on the appointment of Dennis Chung, he says that the PNP can't be confident that Dennis Chung's actions will not be motivated by bias. They say he has shown bias given that in his role as a social commentator, a public commentator, he has made comments on aspects of the Prime Minister's Integrity Commission issue that they deem to be favorable of the Prime Minister. Therefore, they can't be confident that he will not be biased and that they shouldn't have that worry where the appointee as head of the F.I.D. is concerned. Well,
Tax Administration Jamaica, TAJ, and the Financial Investigations Division, F.I.D., to probe the company's accounts for potential irregularities. According to the report, Mr. Holness is connected with or had financial interests in 3 companies: Imperium, Positive Media, and Estate Bridge. Imperium is wholly owned by Mr. Holness and is a holding vehicle for his assets. A forensic examination of accounts attributed to Mr. Holness and the referenced companies for January 1, 2020 to June 13, 2023 revealed intercompany deposits and withdrawals in excess of $470 million and $427 million respectively. According to Mr. Stevenson, the transfers are not supported by the apparent capital generated. But Mr. Chung questions the veracity of this claim.
And I'm trying to figure out what the relevance of that finding is, because transactions can move between accounts based on, liquidating one asset, getting a loan, setting it up somewhere else, and set it up somewhere else for use. So, for example, Positive Jamaica, I understand, is a foundation, and you might want to move money from a foundation to another account, which is an investment account, to do transactions. Particularly when I look at Table 6, which is the assets, liabilities, and income held by Mr. Holness, you don't really see any significant positive movement in it. You see that there's a movement between US dollar assets and Jamaican dollar assets, but the total of it doesn't seem as if there's any significant increase in assets.
What has the governing Jamaica Labour Party to say about the PNP's reaction to Dennis Chung's appointment? Here's the chairman of the JLP's Communications Task Force, Senator Abka Fitzhenley.
We've heard the comments by the opposition PNP concerning the appointment of Dennis Chung to the F.I.D. We hold no brief for Dennis Chung, but the comments, the posture of the opposition, quite unfortunate and unbecoming. Their argument appears to be because Dennis Chung was among one of many Jamaicans who commented on matters in the public domain concerning this matter.
Now until you talk about a man who desperate and a try to save himself from his own corruption, and here we have people say them a leader, a try send out the wrong narrative to the nation. Look in the picture, that's Delroy Chung and the Prime Minister, Babsy Grange. I mean I know who the other man is, but it's a boys club. They all in this together, and this is what they do to us. And if we talk, them import all kind of guns in the country for unalive us. You have people where they are abroad, where them can just import in the country. And once them touch Jamaica, them just get arms and them on. And them just unalive people and them just give them back visa for in and out of the country. These are the wickedness. When it gonna stop? When it's gonna stop? Listen, this are the man, Andrew Holness, want a point to the head of the F.I.D. F.I.D. his friend to save his ass. And the people them in Jamaica, some of them at least, sit there and say it's okay. The people them we're supposed to lead, we're supposed to set example. At them, when are we? Una de they balling us, so when it's gonna stop, it's gonna stop. Ain't time gonna get up and decide to put the fight towards the right set of people. There are only a few. Figure it out. It not take rocket science to figure it out. And until then, that's only way you're gonna get the respect where you deserve as a human being. Because right now, me know you feel less than a human being under the government leadership. Yeah, it's only a animal you treat them way. So Jamaican people must be less than a human to how this government treat the people them. Unalive him say him wanna forget unalive because Jamaica fame and where him spend and bill belongs to him and him nah make nobody come take it from him. Him rather arms do up and make una unalive each other and then him send out him force them and then do the rest on the stupid people.
Which touch and concern the F.I.D. that despite being qualified, he should not be allowed to serve in this post. Unfortunate, unbecoming, and an argument that cannot stand up to scrutiny. This suggestion about not being qualified as well is disingenuous because it's a matter of public record that the post of F.I.D. Chief Technical Director is not one that is investigative in nature but more managerial.
Now you can hear what the GLP Senator Fitz-Henley is saying, yeah, about the appointment of this head of the F.I.D. that he don't see nothing wrong with this man and the PNP like a passed on judgment on the man and the position where the man apply for is qualified when clearly this man is not qualified. Now I want you to take a listen to Dean Jackson Miller doing an interview with Senator Peter Bunting, Shadow Minister. Listen this conversation.
But let's bring in now the opposition spokesperson on national security, Senator Peter Bunting. Senator, appreciate you talking to us. Thank you so much.
Good evening, Diana, and good evening to your listeners.
So we had heard from the opposition that said they intended to take this matter to court. Is that still the position? We heard that from Mr. Golding yesterday.
No, that's not what he said. I was there beside him.
Okay.
As we're looking at all the options, including that, but we did not commit to taking it to court. However, when you, in your opening, you spoke to the fact that Dennis Chung had, by his public statements, already demonstrated his biases and prejudice around the Prime Minister's cases. He was critical of the Integrity Commission report, and, well, two very important cases that the F.I.D. will have to deal with. The referral for illicit enrichment, and also the SSL case, which you might recall Selvin Hay, before he left the post, had said more persons were to be charged, and those charges were imminent. About 18 months have gone by, and we've heard nothing of that. So that was one. But the second, and perhaps even more compelling one, is that he's absolutely unqualified for this job. The chief technical director is not like a chairman of a board or a director of a company. They're the ones who would supervise complex investigations, sometimes across jurisdictions. They must be people who are accustomed to leading sensitive vetted units, because those of us who have worked in law, in national security, would understand that you only share intelligence to the extent you trust the other party. So even when we, for example, might have a narcotics unit that shares intelligence with our international partners, you have to be sure that the person you appoint there has been vetted to a standard that these units will feel comfortable sharing intelligence with. So when you take somebody who has no experience in law enforcement, no experience in investigating financial crimes, no experience in anti-money laundering regulation, etc., then you're really turning the agency into a puppy show.
Hold that thought for me, Senator. I'm right at the break. Let me take the break, do a little bit of business, and come back and wrap up with Senator Peter Bunting talking to us. Remember our WhatsApp line, 876-254-0693. Thank you so much for staying with us. We continue with you on Beyond the Headlines. I'm Dion Jackson-Miller. We are talking about questions which have been raised about the appointment of Chartered Accountant Dennis Chung to head the Financial Investigation Division. Now, as I mentioned, the Gleaner published a story a short while ago noting that the post, when advertised in November, had listed as one of the qualifications minimum of 12 years experience in law enforcement. When that position was re-advertised in January, it then said 12 years experience at the managerial level. And the Gleaner also points out that former chief technical directors of the F.I.D. include former senior cops Calvin Small, Justin Felice, and Selvin Hay, the most recent head. Mr. Hay had been a deputy commissioner of police. Justin Felice had come, listeners might remember, from Northern Ireland, where he had been in the force there and took up the position of ACP, Assistant Commissioner of Police, dealing with anti-corruption issues here. And Mr. Small had been a senior superintendent of police. We're talking with the opposition spokesperson for national security, Senator Peter Bunting. Senator, the finance minister sent out a statement this afternoon saying that this idea that the government should insert itself into the process is, quote, reckless and dangerous, and says Mr. Chung possesses ample, well, let me read up a little bit more. Characterizing Mr. Chung, the minister says, as, quote unquote, just an accountant, demonstrates ignorance as it pertains to the competency and skill set for the position, and that saying he possesses ample relevant education, experience and skills. The minister says the selection process was transparent, the position was advertised, candidates were shortlisted and interviewed. He came out successful and they stand firmly behind his selection, and says that due process was observed. How do you respond to the minister's response?
I think the Gleaner story, which you referred to earlier, has exposed the hypocrisy of that statement. Obviously, the post, the two ads were adjusted to accommodate the lack of qualifications of Mr. Dennis Chung for the post. And I will tell you, even looking at the November ad, I thought it was too general. It just spoke to law enforcement in general. It should have spoken to persons with experience in investigating financial crimes, people experience in supervising complex investigations across multi-agencies or multi-jurisdictions, people with specialized training in cyber intelligence collection, in terms of, I mean, there's so many more things, but you assume that even at that minimum, just 12 years experience in law enforcement and 5 years at a senior level, that they would have met that standard. But it was clearly changed to accommodate Mr. Chung.
Suppose the argument is that they didn't. Suppose the argument is that the first time around they didn't get qualified applicants, so they adjusted the requirements.
If you don't get qualified applicants, then you go out and headhunt them. You have a whole Jamaica constabulary force. You have MOCA. You have law enforcement agencies locally that you could have gone and headhunted somebody from those. You could have even have had them seconded from the JCF if necessary, as I think was done before in some cases. So, you know, it's not like because you advertise and you don't get a desired candidate or a qualified candidate that you just abandon the requirement for them to be qualified. Very serious. I mean, you know, this is not just politics. This can affect our whole standing in terms of the Egmont group in terms of the financial intelligence units globally, nobody's going to take Jamaica's F.I.D. seriously with somebody like Dennis Chung at the head of it. And, you know, when we spoke at the press conference yesterday, I'd even forgotten another matter, another potentially disqualifying matter. You may recall, I had to be reminded, but you may recall when Dennis Chung was on the procurement committee of the JUTC back in the previous 2007 to 2011 administration, he had to resign because of improprieties discovered by the contractor general in the whole procurement process. He and two other directors had to resign. This is not the type of person that you want to have leading your financial, as your chief technical director of your financial intelligence unit. That just makes absolutely no sense at all.
No, the particular incident you're referring to, I don't have that.
Just Google three JUTC directors resign. It was over a company, I think it was called Sembic or something like that, that Douglas Chambers, who was the then chairman, was the principal owner of and had been getting JUTC contracts. And it turned out that the procurement committee, of which Mr. Chung was one, had not followed the regulations and the procedures.
All right, sorry, I said, let me just read from the Gleaners, having reference, 3 tendered their resignations to Transport Minister Mike Henry, hours after the JUTC board admitted there were breaches of government procurement guidelines. They were members of the procurement committee and had been wrapped on the knuckles by Contractor General Greg Christie for failing to take action to ensure the company awarded contracts fairly.
I mean, as I said,
okay, let me just say though.
No way you can present yourself as an impartial person to supervise the entity that is investigating the Prime Minister and SSL after your public statements, challenging the Integrity Commission's reports and in fact the issues around SSL and Bolt. There is no way that you can present a credible F.I.D. with Dennis Chung at the leadership.
Gonna have to leave it there.
Qualifications and his history.
Have to leave it there. Appreciate your time as always, Senator. Thank you.
The opposition's posture is quite hypocritical as well, because these are the same people who, not too long ago, defended the appointment of Dr. Dayton Campbell's friend of 20 years, an individual who Campbell attended upon his wedding in the groom's party, appointed as acting director of corruption prosecution. The PNP defended that appointment. Convenient posturing, and there's a word for it. Hypocritical and unprincipled. I've heard as well Peter Bunting on a political platform appearing to suggest that the Prime Minister made an appointment to the F.I.D. and raising the spectre of corruption. I say to Bunting that gone are the days when members of the PNP are allowed to disparage without a credible basis the good name of members of the Jamaica Labour Party. Damian Crawford and Alfred Dawes learned the hard way this week.
No, that's the thing with the Jamaican Labour Party government. Them like to them corruption and them run to the courts and think that the courts are gonna save them all the time. Cause you are bragging your boats, I say, Dr. Dawes and Damian Campbell learned the hard way this week. What? Because you run to the court and go put on gag order for them to stop talk. Well, sorry big boss, them are gonna share the information and we are gonna talk. So I guess the only thing you can continue say is that una go on a live way. That's all una say. Una go on a live way, cause we are talk and we not stop talk. And this Delroy Chuck won't know a point as the head of the F.I.D. we not have it. So you better, you are gonna see who are gonna learn the hard way, because it's just time, brother, and you shall see. Yeah,
disparage without a credible basis the good name of members of the Jamaica Labour Party. Damian Crawford, and Alfred Dawes learned the hard way this week. Bunting should be careful.
Government to rescind the appointment of Dennis Chung as Chief Technical Director of the Financial Investigations Division (F.I.D). If not, there will be consequences. The opposition held a press conference today outlining their reasons Mr. Chung is unsuitable for the job.
We are giving this government 72 hours to rescind this appointment, and if they do not rescind it, there will be actions all over Jamaica.
The strident position of the opposition on the appointment of Dennis Chung as Chief Technical Director of the Financial Investigations Division (F.I.D). Its main reason, Mr. Chung has made public comments about the Integrity Commission's report into the statutory declarations of Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness. The Integrity Commission insisted that it cannot certify the Prime Minister's assets, liabilities, and income unless the F.I.D. examines the matter.
Yeah, man. Because the internet, God bless the internet. Because if it wasn't for this internet, we would not learn of all these corruption. All of these things would be hidden in the dark of how these government work, how them corrupt, how them manipulate, how them unalive people without accountability, and they stood in front of us like them is holy and them is the most corruption. Now when you hear this lady grunting and moaning, I say, Andrew Holness, here they come. People, it pain my heart, man, because I know say true the lady are talking, but yet still, we all know, we see it. Once is a person will stand up and speak the truth. The honorable is possible. I'm going to do other life, yo, for the truth. Because the truth hurt them so much. But you know what, yeah? People don't get discouraged by these people on a prayer, but keep on the guards up. You understand? Because wickedness, you know, me never say a wicked person last long. May I tell you, God wasn't that foolish. Until we got him be smart, you know, he make all of we equal, you know. But some man don't know. Them don't know, say, the real judgment after he left this physical body. So when you see number 28, I sell him soul for vanity. Anytime I hear me say him sell him soul, him can't sell Father God's soul, as I'm telling you at the last one. Him soul, after it leave that physical body, where him a brag and a boast and a go on like him a Father God. I hate a person that boasts. The man boasts about everything. If him give a lady a hug, that lady should cherish that hug because she been touched by God. Look at that. This man now, him want appoint this corrupt individual at the head of the F.I.D. Financial Investigation Division Institution. You hear it? Financial Investigation. That's what it says first.
He publicly sought to take a position that's led to the impression that there was nothing amiss, there's no case to answer, everything is above board. He clearly would have a conflict leading the F.I.D. to investigate this matter. And that is why we are saying he should resign that position if he's accepted it, or the appointment should be rescinded and revoked forthwith. That we feel that this appointment is itself a corrupt act because it's furthering what we believe is going to be an attempted cover-up of this matter.
Next reason, Mr. Chung's credentials. In announcing the appointment, the Finance Ministry said he is a certified public accountant and has bachelor's and master's degrees in accounting. Mr. Chung held several senior roles in his 35-year career, including financial controller and consultant. He has worked at Air Jamaica Supreme Ventures and more recently as General Secretary of the Jamaica Football Federation. Mr. Chung has also been a director at the Bank of Jamaica and other public and private institutions.
If we look at the history of individuals who have been charged to lead, certainly the F.I.D., you'll see persons who have extensive backgrounds in either law enforcement, financial crimes, anti-money laundering, etc. This is the first time that an individual, while having general accounting and management experience, would be leading the F.I.D. without specific investigative experience.
By comparison, Dennis Chung is a weak and unsuitable candidate for this post. And when you look at the January 2025 ad for this post, you will be surprised to see that it looks like a generic management or administrative post, rather than for someone who is a chief technical director in a financial investigative unit.
Society groups, the National Integrity Action, NIA, and the Jamaica Accountability Meter Portal, JAMP, are calling for clarification on the selection process and the criteria used for Mr. Chung's appointment. In a statement, the NIA says the implications of his appointment are far-reaching, as perceived bias or a lack of transparency in the selection process may undermine public trust in the F.I.D., while JAMP believes that although Mr. Chung is a chartered accountant, there are no indications of prior experience in areas like working in anti-money laundering or asset recovery, leading or managing law enforcement or financial crime teams. JAMP insists that the role requires more than accounting and requires accountability.